Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to our New Frontier Survival Challenge finale. That's right, today is the final episode of the series and I decided instead of cleaning up and selling everything off like we were going to, we're not going to bother, right? Today is all about building up the town. We've been talking about it for a while and I went ahead and did one thing off screen for you guys. Well, I did a few things off screen, but I did one main thing off screen for you guys so that we could get an idea of what the town layout would look like and kind of that idea. And so, yeah, without further ado, let me show you guys. As you can see, we got a lot of money in the bank, and we're also spending a lot of money because we're actually going to go ahead and replant the fields just so that they look better than just having weeds growing in them. But while all that's going on in the background, we're going to be building the town today, and that is the primary focus. So, with that being said, this is our contribution from Hidden Springs Farm and Hidden Spring Timbers to the town of Hidden Springs. Now, the town of Hidden Springs doesn't exist yet, but you have to start somewhere, y'all. And I thought that this beautiful water tower would be a great start for the series, for the town. Because you got to have water. If you don't have any water, you don't have a town. Okay, that's just how it works. And when the only water on the entire map is the little hidden spring, then yeah, it just makes sense. So I figured the town could also take the name of Hidden Springs, and I like the name. I wish this gate opened the other direction. I ain't gonna lie, but I love the fact that we were able to put in a watchtower, or water tower. I'm gonna keep calling it a watchtower. I'm an idiot. But let's take Bessie down into where we're gonna be going. Now, obviously, we had to put in a little service road. Let's close the gate behind us. Authorized personnel only. Can't just allow everybody to come up here to the water tower. All right? That is for city use only. All right? Utility workers and so on. We're going to go down the service road. We're going to go down into town. And I'll show you guys kind of what I have in mind for the area. And then we'll just start building. And I may end up having to time-lapse. Depends on how long everything takes. But I'll try not to time-lapse if I can. But if there's a lot of detailing that goes in, I don't know how carried away I'm going to get. But you guys can see I've kind of cleared this area. There were some fields in this way, or in this area a little bit. So we bought all the land up here. Again, we're using the government subsidy mod for the first time during the series, solely due to wanting to build up the town. A farmer's not going to build the whole town, right? Like, you're going to have the government step in and build the town. Farmer's just going to make, you know, all of the stuff possible. So we've got Hidden Springs Timbers for all the building materials and stuff like that. So it makes sense, right? We're going to do that. But, yeah, other than that, you guys have seen all of this, right? We got Bob's house over there. I'm not getting rid of Bob's house. Bob's house, he owns the property right here. We're not going to take that from him, okay? Also, this little workshop and the shop, we're not taking this, right? This is part of the map. But what we are going to do is we're going to build onto the map a nice little town in this area right over here. Now, here's what I was thinking. If I stop Bessie right here, and we're going to save real quick. Let me check in on my AI, because I had the AI doing the liming. Looks like he's finished with the lime on this field. We'll go ahead and have him start on the next field. And then we will swap over to the other tractor. And start planting the corn. All right. Now, let's go back up to town. And we're going to go into the construction menu, and I'm going to kind of give you guys a bird's eye view of everything. So, as you can see, we got Bob's house here. We've got kind of the starter area slash shop and workshop there. But I was thinking this side right here is like the perfect spot for the town, right? Like this side right over here. because I have another plan for this area over here. Specifically, like this area in here. I may have to cut down a couple of these trees to start with. Like these trees specifically right here, this group might have to go. Because I do want to end up putting down a pond if we can. I do have a mod installed that in theory will allow us to put down water textures called water planes. And I'm hoping that we can actually pull that off. I don't remember. Okay, it's not in painting, so it must be in plants, question mark? No. Okay, we do have the water plants as well. Just trying to figure out, is a decoration maybe? We do have a lot of cars and stuff installed too. It's not that. So it must be... Is it tools? It's got to be under decoration, right? Others. It's probably under others. I have so many mods installed for this. Yeah, so you can see these are actually water planes. Okay, we've got different pond texture or different pond sizes and stuff like that. I was thinking like a 50-meter pond would probably go pretty hard. But obviously, I'm going to have to do a little bit of terraforming to make this work. So, for those of you who don't know how this stuff works, this is just a single plane, right? It's just a flat plane. So you have to do a little bit of terraforming, put this in, and we'll be able to have a little bit of a pond over here. So, again, I'm thinking like this area right over here maybe, where these like shrubs are, would be kind of perfect. So what I'm probably going to do is just go ahead and place this down now. Right here. Let me see if there's anything bigger. So this is a river lake. And you can see that gets pretty massive. That's a little too big. Although, if we put that plane down, we would be able to, like, terraform basically whatever size we want to do. Right? And you can kind of see... where the water level is on the map as well, if we do that. I don't want it to be too big, is the problem. So maybe we do something a little bit smaller. We got 80 meter by 80 meter. This will probably work. I just got to find the right water level. I'm thinking somewhere in that area will probably suffice. Alright, let's put it down for the time being. And then I will have to work on that as we get into the episode. But, for now, I'm going to probably not talk a whole lot. So I may end up time-lapsing all this. We'll see. It just depends on how quickly everything goes. But we've got our first little service road put down. We've got the water tower. We've got where we want the pond-ish, or the lake, whatever you want to call it. We're going to work with that where it's at, and I may have to adjust that over time. But only time will tell. First things first, we got to get started, right? And so what I'm thinking is, if this is going to be the town area right here, then one of the first things that you're going to see pop up in a town out in the middle of nowhere is your basic services, like emergency services. So I'm going to see if we can't find a building that will work for basically a, what is the word I'm looking for? Firehouse, a fire station. And this one popped up immediately. And I was like, okay, that could be it. If we change this, if we change the color to red, like, to me, that already looks like a fire station, right? It would be a two-door fire station, and so you'd have a fire truck, potentially a squad in there, that sort of thing. But I don't know. As much as I think that that is okay, I think there's a better one. And I found it later on, but it was like a four-door version. There it is. All right, so this building right here, this one was looking a lot more like a firehouse to me, at least from where I'm from. So I'm thinking this will probably be the perfect little fire station for us. And so we are going to customize this. We're going to paint it red. Probably going to go with like a darker red, something like this. Yeah, I think that's going to look pretty good. But yeah, this will be our fire station. So I'm going to put this right about... So I don't want to mess up the main road, so we'll put it right about here. Okay, now obviously that's going to mess with the terraforming and stuff like that, but we can soften everything up. We've been here, done this before. Terraforming's done. I think that looks pretty acceptable at this point. Compared to what it was to start with, it's definitely a lot better. So, the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to paint the area around this with gravel. We've got the concrete padding that's already there for the inside of the fire department. So the rest of this isn't going to be concrete. Like, I know it shows as like a concrete, but it's actually going to be gravel. So let's go ahead and do that. And gravel's going to be a big theme of this particular town, because they haven't like got into actually paving anything yet. So we are going to bring in a lot of gravel. So now we've got the gravel put in. We've got access along both sides of the building for traffic to go through. Given the way that this is all set up, I think that we would probably have a little bit wider on this side. And that would allow for the trucks or squads or whatever equipment is being utilized to have easier access to the back, or whichever. So like, in my mind, instead of backing into the front like they could just pull in here, back into the front, or they could just come along the back side, open the back, and then just pull in this direction. Either or would probably work. I do think that we're probably going to need a little bit more room back here, though. Remember, these are big vehicles, so they're going to need plenty of room to move. So I think that is probably fine. Now, the other thing that we have here in the U.S., in most small towns specifically, but pretty much every town has them somewhere, is fire whistles, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have fire alarm, fire whistles where you're from, but in the U.S., generally speaking, we have fire whistles everywhere. We also have tornado sirens in a lot of places as well. But that's a whole other story for another time. But sometimes the fire whistle can actually double as a tornado whistle. Just depends on where you're from and how much money they got. But we're going to go into decorating. And I believe we have a fire whistle in here as a mod. So we will be putting that up. Let's see if we can find it. Also, I mean, you wouldn't have a fire station without having Old Glory flying, is all I'm saying. Alright, and place. There we go. Now we've got our good Old Glory hanging out the side of the fire station. I mean, you gotta love it, right? Alright, let's get back to it. Yep, here we go. So we got, whoops. We got our fire whistle. Now this is a different version than we would have, but it does the same thing. So we will put that right there. Now, does this actually work? Because I've never actually used this mod. Please tell me this actually works. that's pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie. All right, that's awesome. I love that. But yeah, that is our fire station right there. Now, obviously, we don't have emergency vehicles, unfortunately. There is a mod that has a bunch of vehicles, but unfortunately, it doesn't have emergency vehicles. So there's nothing I can do about that. But now that we've got the fire station here, and like I said, Bob gets to keep his property. We'll just assume that this area behind his house, as well as this yard over here, is Bob's property. Obviously, the fire station's right here. Bob's probably not going to be thrilled. Then again, none of the people that live in this town are going to be happy when that fire whistle goes off. But as somebody who lives in town with the fire whistle nearby, I can confirm that it does get annoying at times because it goes off every day, multiple times a day. Because I live in the county seat here in where I'm from, so there's a lot. All of the major fire station is here. All of the sheriffs, the police, like it's just sirens nonstop where I'm at. All right, so now that we've got that figured out, we want to put in a couple of residential buildings. So we got to have a couple of houses, I think.
This land we built with calloused hand, from fallen trees to fertile land, each voice a thread, each sound a stone. We made this place, we made it home. Had a truck and a chainsaw, cleared the land at dawn, worked the rain and thunder just to carry on. Roots ran deep, sweat ran cold, every swing and every load. Raised the beams, stacked the stones, built this farm alone. Turned a cabin in the woods to a working home. Through the storms, through the sun, never stopped till the job was done. Planted hope where none had grown, watched the harvest find its own. Every seed, every prayer lifted hearts and cleared the yoke. Can I get a witness? Can I get some fire? Every tear and every seed, we built this land with word and deed.
This land we built with fire and grace. Through every trial, we found our place.
A million steps, 1,000 storms, but from the mud, our hearts were formed.
We made this place, we made it home.
This land we build our own. Tractors humming low, engines roaring proud. Watch this farmland grow. Dust on my boots, a grin on my face. Out here in Hidden Springs, it's a whole new pace. We're farm strong all day long, working this land with a harvest song. Raise your hands, stomp your boots. Hidden Springs blues got deep, deep roots. Goats in the pen, sheep in the shade, cornfield tall, wheat just laid. Little Red's pulling, Colossus roars. Every day's a dance on these farm dirt floors. We're farm strong all day long, working this land with a harvest song. Raise your hands, stomp your boots. Hidden Springs blues got deep, deep roots. Who's hauling logs? All Larry the log. Who's grinding trees? All Bucky the beaver please. Who's harvest king? Colossus machine. And who keeps it rolling? The farmer's dream. We're farm strong all day long, singing this anthem bold and strong. Hidden Springs pride down to our boots, singing the blues with deep, deep roots.
Alrighty, folks. Now, before I give you guys the tour of the town, I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out, and I can't wait to show you guys. I don't know how much I cut out and how much I kept in, so you might see some of it, but not all of it. But let's just put it this way. It's taken me about 3 hours to assemble everything. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's take our final look at Hidden Springs and Hidden Spring Timber. Now here we are at our cabin. You might remember this was my uncle's initial project that unfortunately he passed away before he got a chance to finish, but we came in, took over the property, finished building his cabin for him, built up a garage, built up this absolute beauty of a rear porch with a little swimming pool, nice lighting. The wraparound porch goes all the way over here to where we have Malcolm. Malcolm sitting over here. Ain't you good boy? Aren't you, Malcolm? You're a good boy. All right. But we have our little grilling area back here as well, in case we have some family over, want to make some steaks on the grill. But over there, we have our forestry tree farm. One of the two that we have. We have this one, and then we have one that goes the opposite direction. Obviously, we have our garage here, which stores Bessie, as well as any of her trailers. One trailer is still down at the bottom. We've got Hidden Spring, the thing that started it all for us. The reason we were able to do so well out here. This beautiful little spring. And of course, Larry the Log over there just relaxing in his retirement. You'll love to see it. We've got the Cherry Blossom Highway. We're going to go ahead, jump in Bessie, and head down the Cherry Blossom Highway one last time. Of course, we have the catalpa trees that we planted around the area, but all of this was forest and ugly brush, and we've turned it into something special. Down here, we've got our equipment storage area. We've got our silos. We've got our grain dryer for when we do corn. We've got our carpentry to produce all of the furniture that we sell off. We've got our dairy, newest addition to the farm, where we bring our goat's milk and turn it into goat cheese and bottled goat milk. Over here we've got the sawmill, the thing that helped us get to that next level. Took us a while to get to this point, but once we did, we absolutely crushed it. And of course, we've got our little bunker over here that we can store our wood chips in. We used to do that, and then we started making too many wood chips, and it took too long to fill up, so we decided against it. But we never did get rid of this one stump, unfortunately. But back here, you can see we've got a nice little spot that allows us to drive all the way behind all of our buildings and go in through the back of our equipment shed. Of course, all of our equipment's in here, except for the JCB and the harvester. The harvester's over there with Papa Smurf underneath the sawmill. Gonna head over this direction, check on our sheep and goats one last time. We've got our fermenting silo here with our forage trailer. You can see these goats and sheep. I just cleaned all this stuff up. Look how much they've already produced. They have already filled this whole area up. That is crazy. Like, we're filling that area up faster than I can get rid of it. But here we have our goats and sheep. Unfortunately, they are officially out of meadow now, so we would have to feed them some grass. But it's okay. We're selling the. We're leaving. But we're going to go ahead and move on from here. Got our original dairy that was definitely not worth our time. And as we go through our little gate, you can see our other tree farm off to our left. Absolutely massive tree farm. And then we've got our two big fields over here. Look at that gigantic 64-acre field right there. Absolute beast mode, man. This area was all wooded at one point, and we got rid of all the trees to build this up into a nice farm. As we head up the road one last time into town, I just want to say thank you guys. Without you guys' support, I would have never gotten this far, and that's truth, because I would have given up a long time ago. But you guys kept cheering me on. You guys kept giving me the support I needed to keep going. So for the last time, or for the first time, I should say, first and last time, let me introduce you guys to Hidden Springs, the town of Hidden Springs. As you can see, as we roll into town, the very first thing that you'll notice is not just the shop and the workshop, but also the firehouse. That's right, we got us a nice little firehouse over here. Let's head even further. Got Bob's house still over there. Bob's been around a long time. He's watched this area completely change. But look at that, guys. Look at this view as we come into town. Is that not fantastic? Look at that. We got our firehouse right over here to our left. Unfortunately, we don't have any fire or like emergency vehicles that we can store in there, but got us a nice firehouse. Got our bakery over here. Got some folks enjoying some good old baked treats, but they also make like lunches and dinners and stuff like that. So it's just the normal community place to hang out. One thing you guys probably didn't see is our little park over there. Look at our little park. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But look at Hidden Springs. Look at our little residential area over here. I'm so happy with how this came out. Look at this. It looks so good. Got the post office here, making some mail deliveries. Go ahead and turn around. But I'm so thrilled with how this has all come out, man. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but to finally do it, we're going to go to the park last. But we're going to go back down towards the other side of town here, into the commercial section, or industrial section, I should say. Right here we have our marketplace. It's a wholesale market. You can not only buy groceries there, but you can also get feed and stuff like that if you need to. Speaking of also wholesale, we've got our animal dealer and our warehouse over here to the left, still here. We've got our flour mill over here. Look at our little flour mill. We pull in here. I completely forgot to put grass around this. My bad. Ah, man. I knew I was forgetting something. I completely goofed. I forgot to put the grass back around the flour mill. So yeah, this is our little flour mill. This is the main job source in town. Can't believe I forgot to put the grass in. And of course, down that way, you know, is the logging camp. We don't need to go over there. But let's take a wander back this direction. And before we go to the park, let's head up to the old water tower, shall we? You see our park off to the right. Our water tower is up this old service road. This is where we get all of our water for the town. Make sure everybody's got plenty of water pressure. I was hoping we'd get a better view from here, but the trees are blocking it. Never mind. But either way, you guys get the gist. Got this beautiful little water tower up here. And now let's visit the park. The last place that we want to go before we call it forever. It's kind of surreal, guys, because I knew this day was coming. And here lately, the last few episodes, we really knew it was coming. But still, it's a somber feeling because we've worked on this for so long. We've got almost 200 hours in this game, or in this series. Which is crazy when you think about it. How far we've come. And remember, this was all on hard economy. Obviously, the money you see up in the top right now is from the government subsidy mod to help us build the town. But look at this. As we come in through the gate, obviously we don't have a gate, but you guys get the gist. There would be a gate there in real life. We just don't have a gate wide enough for it. We got us a little meeting place for like having weddings or graduation parties or really any get-togethers. But we got our little park here, guys. Got some lighting for the parking lot. That's basically the only lighting for the entire area. We've got our little swings area over there. We got a couple of cookout spots, little grills sitting out with a couple of picnic tables. We got some benches. We got a canoe just in case somebody wants to go for a little boating. But of course we do have our little meeting place in here. People can bring in some tables and stuff, put in here, or leave it open. Maybe have a dance night. You can do a lot of different little get-togethers in here. People can come in here and rent this place out. Obviously, we do have lighting in here too. We'll Go ahead and close that up. But we got a nice little chessboard right here. Look at this. In case some folks want to chill by the pond and play some chess. But look at I think the pond turned out fantastic. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. Just a nice cozy little pond. Nothing crazy. Not a lake, but a nice little pond. Do a little bit of fishing. I'm sure they keep it stocked. Do a little bit of fishing, or just hang out with your family. Sit on the bench. Enjoy a nice day. You can see plenty of room to run around for kids. It's fenced in, so parents don't have to worry about their kids getting lost. But we got this nice little play area next to a barbecue over here. We got our little swings. Little tire swings as well. Just your basic little park. Nothing crazy, nothing too fancy. Just a nice little park, man. But with that, I think that's where we've got to end, guys. I just want to say one last time, thank you guys so much for all of your support. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. And I am really looking forward to our next series together. I do believe it'll be on Calmlands. So keep an eye out on that. We will be doing a new series starting very soon. I'm not going to start right away. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but we are going to get a new series started very soon. So if you guys love my farm sim stuff, make sure you guys keep an eye out. We will be starting a new series within. I'll probably take like 1 week off, and then we'll hit the farm sim up again. So keep that in mind. But for now, everybody, I just want to say thank you guys one last time, and it's time to say goodbye to Hidden Springs. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.